paranormal podcast for the strange and unusual.
By the strange and unusual.
By the strange and unusual.
I was in there. In spirit.
Cassidy.
By the strange and unusual.
Alright, today we're talking about quantum immortality.
I wanted to be a priest.
Whatever the fuck that is.
It's a mindfuck.
I've tried researching this stuff, and it still will not penetrate my brain. So,
Thank you, Mike James, for suggesting this to some
I
of
am not saying thank you.
the densest people on the internet.
Probably the worst people to explain this.
every time I've tried looking up stuff for this, I keep falling asleep because my brain just cannot compute.
It makes my head hurt, but you know, sometimes you just gotta go for it.
Gotta persevere, push through
You
it.
do for love.
You know what doesn't make my head hurt? Kraken, not sponsored, but it's in my cup right now. It's the only thing getting me through this.
Lord
This-
help us.
This topic that we're going to be branching into for episode 1 is going to be pretty heavy. It does come with some trigger warnings. We will be
Yes.
talking about, obviously, death, potential suicide material, or situations that could suggest some sort of material like that. Again, death. It's pretty dark and macabre. But before we get too far into that, let's catch up. We've been off for about a month.
Yeah.
So what's everyone been up to other than seeing each other almost every single fucking day?
I mean, for me, really nothing other than almost breaking my foot this morning, but we're not going to go into that because it's actually not hurting right now. And I don't want
Let's
to.
talk about it.
I don't want to trigger it.
I
Okay.
want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Walk
Tell
us
us how
through your
foot
pain.
hurts.
Okay. Fine. Whatever.
Remember, your foot hurts.
Shut up, Austin. Well, I tripped over my cat basically going down the stairs.
How fast were you going?
Shut up, Lauren.
How fast was your cat going?
I don't know. I don't have speedometers all over my house.
You should.
But I was going fast and he was going fast.
How fast is fast?
Do you want to hit her? I'll just scoot over.
And I didn't see him, he didn't see me until the last second, and I went to go step over him and I missed the stair and I just took a tumble and I landed on my foot wrong. And
See,
I
that's why you should
basically
have gone under him.
he's a cat. But yeah, I landed on my foot wrong and I basically sprained the top of my foot and it hurts. I mean, not right now, it doesn't hurt, but give it a few minutes, it'll hurt.
Think about it.
I'm not going to, Austin.
Think about it.
No.
You know, if you want, you're in close proximity to him. You can sprain his foot. Just hit him really hard on the top.
Oh, I thought you meant the cat, and I was like,
The cat's in close proximity.
No, I meant Austin.
Spirit.
Austin's in close proximity.
Wait, Harry's
Heck,
here?
There's a chair. There's a chair right behind you. We can WWE this
I'm just
shit.
picturing you being like an eye for an eye, bitch, and then breaking your cat's paw.
Oh, no.
We don't condone this.
Harry is my baby. I would never
cats
do
are
that
my
to
favorite
him.
thing ever. I'd rather break Austin's foot.
Why am I the one taking all the abuse here?
She just tried to have Amanda remember her pain. So we're stepping in for karma.
Karma Chameleon's coming at you.
Oh, no, that is
love
worse
that.
than Break My Foot. I hate that song.
It's a great song.
Yes, it is. But anyways, other than that, yeah, nothing really. Still don't have a job.
Yeah, I can't say anything's really been eventful for me over the break. I have been trying to study this damn topic ever since Mike James brought it up. I don't understand the physics because I'm not a physicist.
Careful, Mike. We all kind of have a vendetta against you at the moment.
Hey, you know what?
That'll probably be cleared by next episode, but still.
No, Mike's a cool guy. Don't be trash talk.
Hey, I'm not
talking
trash talking.
Nah.
I'm trying to understand this stuff, but it's to understand quantum immortality, you have to jump into the multiverse and all of that.
My research consisted of watching Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, honestly, in a way, that's the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
So you could use that. If anyone who's seen that movie, what's been new with you guys? Anything, Cassidy? Anything, Lauren? Nothing. Just shoulder shrugs.
Just trying to stay alive, Austin.
Wow, that's deep. Did you think of that all by yourself?
I've been trying to dive back into my art and stuff. Other than that, like just trying to get a game plan for 2021. So boring adult stuff.
Yeah, and you cleaned our little studio space here, and it looks
really good.
Adult stuff, I cleaned.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
I can't wait to see what else we do with this studio.
yeah, 2021 goals is to revamp the studio, both our like actual recording studio portion and then the business craft studio portion. So
Yeah. It's a good goal for 2021 because so far 2021 has been another dumpster fire. So
yeah, it's just 2020 the sequel.
yeah.
So, but we're here to alleviate that for all of you. Take a break from doomsday scrolling.
Listen to today's podcast about doomsday immortality.
Yeah, but, with more flair and sarcasm. We're super thankful that we're back for a season 2 and that all of you guys have been so supportive for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That sounds really sad.
You're the real MVPs.
Just to preface, trying to research this has melted our brains.
Yeah.
We're also very sleep deprived, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to explain this and dive into this.
Yeah, because it's I tried explaining it to my mother, and I was just like, just listen to the podcast because, that's like, I can't even sit here and explain it by myself.
And with that, keep in mind, we're not professionals.
Nope.
Nor are we scientists.
Yeah,
No.
we just look up scholarly information online. We check our sources and
Watch Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, we watch Marvel movies and just give you
Bill and Ted face music.
Our interpretation and synopsises. I told you this killed my brain.
You look a little bit like a mad scientist right now.
Yeah,
though.
I was going to say, I
You're
don't know. I feel like you're, maybe it's starting to turn you into one.
Yeah, Well,
bye-bye art, hello quantum mechanics.
Quantum physicists just so happen to be listening. Please give us insight, correct us where need be. We won't know if we're wrong or we're
They
right
send us
either
a
way. So
dissertation of a research paper.
they send us a cease and desist form. Please never do this again.
That's fair. I'd be like, you got it, buddy.
You're sending
Big thumbs up to you, pal.
Yeah, you're sending all of our research back thousands and thousands of years. We're gonna need you to stop.
Well, it definitely hasn't been around for 1,000 years.
Well,
All right, so to sort of understand what quantum immortality is, or quantum suicide is another name for it.
did we do trigger warnings? We did.
Yes,
Yes, we did. Brain melting.
Trigger warning.
So imagine you were kidnapped by somebody, and they tied you up to a chair, and they have a gun facing your head, and it's attached to a machine. And they explain to you, hey, this machine is attached to basically something that studies electrons and particles and photons and stuff like that. And if it spins clockwise, you get shot when it's measured that in a positive superposition. If it spins counterclockwise,
Lauren's already drooling out of her mouth.
She's just spaced out. She's like, pretty stars, the world. But if it spins counterclockwise, then you just have the click and it never goes off. So the whole thought experiment is somewhere in the multiverse, there's multiple I's, right? Multiple U's out there. And if you were in this scenario, one of you is going to die. Another one of you is going to just keep hearing click, 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 click. for pretty much until you can break out of the chair and get back to your normal life.
You completely just put like 4 different videos that you made me watch yesterday into one solid thing.
That's essentially what it
Yeah.
is. It's basically, it's a measurement of particles and waves and their energy. And the theory is with the multiverse that there's multiple Earths out there. There's multiple like Laurens out there, right?
Yeah, there's like
I'm
an
sorry.
infinite.
One per universe.
Yeah, there's
One
an infinite
per-
amount
Oh my God,
of
is
worlds.
one of them at least successful?
Yeah,
and
one of them in
millionaire?
there is. One's not doing a podcast. Trying to explain quantum mechanics right now.
How envious am I of her right now?
Right? But that's the whole, like, I guess, summary of the idea of the thought experiment is that we can only, we can only assume in what would happen in our reality, but our consciousness is connected across these
Infinite? Not
infant,
infant.
yeah, not babies. Well, maybe
How do
there
babies
is.
form into this?
Maybe in these infinite multiverse Earths, right? Like it spans, there's like an already super old Lauren and there's already a brand new born Lauren. I don't know. I'm stretching here.
I feel like that is stretching a little bit.
Like, can someone else try to like explain this a little better than I can?
As the token dummy right now of the 4 of us. Basically, what I just surmised from what you just said was I'm being kidnapped, I'm forced in a room, and the person's like, here's a gun, it's connected to this device, and there's a 50-50 chance that
Yes.
the device will shoot me and kill me.
Yes,
There's a 50-50 chance that
it won't.
it won't.
Correct.
And basically, it's saying that for every chance that there is, that's how many other universes there are?
No, so
No,
think
so-
so in the multiverse, the whole thing with quantum mechanics, right? And the whole multiverse idea with quantum
Wait,
mechanics.
you just tell me to think about it? Dude, I have been actively avoiding thinking about this because I knew
Well,
this
maybe
is where
that's
it
the
was
reason
gonna
why
be.
you're not understanding it in some regards. So there's infinite worlds out there.
Okay, yes.
So that means
Got it.
there's essentially infinite Laurens out there.
And
You're
they're
welcome. Got it.
And say you guys all here, let's change it up, right? Have you ever gone through a near-death experience in your life?
Does Taco Bell count?
That could count.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what
It
Taco
depends.
Depends
Bell-
on what you got. What's
Yeah.
your order at Taco Bell?
I know her order.
I know her order.
What's my order?
Baja Blast with
Oh,
I
Ouch.
like the Baja Blast.
you. Usually, anytime I've got Taco Bell, you want
Never get a Baja Blast.
bullshit.
I never. The only time I ever got a Baja Blast was when they accidentally gave me a Baja Blast instead of my regular old Mountain Dew.
Bullshit.
Maybe in a multiverse, my significant other knows my Taco Bell order by heart.
Maybe another
Cheesy
Lauren
gordita
got a
crunch.
Baja Blast.
with the beans instead. And then depending on whether or not they have it, the chalupa with the beans as well. And then assortment of tacos.
So this just proves Amanda's a better boyfriend than Austin.
That's fair.
And you can't forget the nachos.
Yeah.
The
You don't always
nacho
get
Or
the nachos.
yeah, if they don't have the chalupa, you get the nacho Bel Grande with the beans.
Amanda.
I get you Taco Bell all the time, so I know
It's
your
true.
order.
Amanda is the mom of the group.
Yeah.
Whatever. So a near-death experience with Taco Bell, and
So to speak.
It's more so the
Lauren.
near-death experience post Taco Bell.
Okay, regardless, this Well, in another Earth, another universe, Lauren did not survive it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like, I've been hit by a car, right? I've been hit by a car 3 times in my life, and each time I've been hit by a car, I've survived.
Too
Well,
bad.
in those other universes,
You died.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know because my consciousness is connected, right? So I die, it's black, there's nothing. And I just keep going on because it doesn't matter. Like, there's no, in this theory, there's no afterlife, there's nothing.
So
So that's why you're like immortal, because like as long as one of you survives.
Exactly.
So I only exist because there's other Laurens out there existing as well.
Yes and no. Like,
They're covering your ass. Literally, after that Taco Bell, they're all covering your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but like, is it? I guess where I'm confused
is everywhere, got it.
Yes, but like, why is it just like? Is it just when I'm at this one point? So, like, okay, say in this reality, okay, I get kidnapped. Or say in this reality, I have a really bad Taco Bell case. Okay? Is the amount of, like, oh, well, these chances of Lauren surviving is this, these chances of Lauren dying are this, is it only adding up to that one point? Or there's, like, multiple times in my life? Like, there could be a insurmountable and endless amount of Laurens depending how many times my life could critically be in danger.
That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So if there's infinite multiverses, that means essentially in a way there's infinite you.
I am infinite.
So if
Lauren is
infinite, if
infinite.
you're infinite, if the multiverse is infinite, right? Like there's just, we can't even perceive it. It's just ongoing and it's continuous, right? Because energy can't be destroyed. That energy dissipates somewhere, and when essentially these divergence happen, right? Like these near-death experiences come together. Like, so say the Taco Bell incident, right?
Uh-huh.
The whole idea is like when that is that close together for something that impactful, right? Like something that could end you, right? Depending how that scenario happens, regardless if you died in this lifetime, like you died now, right? There's another version where it splits off that energy, right? And it creates another new you where you survive. So think about it like there was a Lauren who did die, but there is another, but at the same time, you didn't die. Therefore, you're always immortal.
And you're never aware
You're never aware of it
the other.
because your consciousness is connected.
Oh shit, I think this is one of those moments. I think I died just now listening to you explain this.
That's why I said it's a
I was like, you didn't have
mind
Taco Bell today.
melting.
Brain aneurysm.
No shit, sauerkraut.
Right here.
But yeah, no, that's why it's like hard to wrap your mind around it, because you have to think in the sense that like there is an infinite you.
Okay, well, how does that... Now, is me infinite? Does that mean, like, I'm still the same person, all the same things? Like, because then... Like, 'cause that could be infinite, that could change everything, like, all the different universes. Like, just one tiny bit can change. Like, who did this? Supernatural. They had an episode where one of the characters, spoiler alert, I can't remember what season it is, but one of the characters was just like, haha, I can do this, so I made it so everyone on the Titanic survived. And it, like, changed the course of how everything went after that.
Yeah, but
Like
you're thinking
butterfly
too
effect?
much. You're
Yeah.
thinking too much of on a grand scale of like the world.
Yeah,
it would just impact
I could
you.
impact a grand scale of the world.
You surviving Taco Bell or not surviving is not going to change the fucking world.
It could. What if later down the line I cure cancer? Or what if later
But
down
then
the
that
line...
means now you would cure cancer. Or then in maybe another multiverse, Lauren doesn't pick art, right? There's divergence, right? So like,
Right, but...
meaning every version of you can still, even though your consciousness is connected, you can still choose differently.
Okay, but so there could be different universes then where it's like World War II never happened.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden...
Hitler got to art school. He didn't join the military. He didn't create the whole Nazi uprising and everything else, right? Like,
So then the whole fabrication of things would be different.
Yeah.
I could be different. I might not even exist. Who knows? Like,
but you would exist.
but...
Well, that was
Off
something.
The cuff.
It's just bringing out the demons in
I'm
her.
like, I can't, my body's malfunctioning and misfiring.
Okay.
because
Cassie, can
This
you
is
explain
hurting.
it in a different way? Maybe it's just like I can't explain it for her to sort of understand.
I mean, I feel like you pretty much like covered it.
Yeah.
What are you confused about?
Other than everything for her.
Like
Like just
How-
how
how there could be
it
infinite
impacts
use.
everything.
yes, like everything.
Think about any time you've been at a crossroads after something super traumatic, right? You have different
I
paths.
thought you meant physically. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I was at a crossroad.
My God. But like anything that's like truly been remarkable that's happened in your life that changed your thought process on something, right? But it could have changed it either to be positive, it could have changed it to be negative. You had multiple different ways you could have come out of a situation, right?
Yes.
Well, so in other universes, other Earths, just think of it as other Earths. Don't think about it in the whole grand scale of multiple universes out there. Just think about other Earths, like Earth 2, Earth 3, Earth 4, etc., right? They all at some point came to that crossroads. That same crossroads, right? Now, maybe more than half of you chose the same path that you chose here, but the other path chose the other ones chose a different one.
Universe where I could be sitting
That's the
on
whole
this.
thing, multiverse. That's what I've been trying to say.
Multiverse.
Multiverse, meaning multiple universes. I've stated this I don't know how many times now. How is this now just hitting you in the fucking head like a sack of rocks?
There could be another me in another universe that's sitting on a beach drinking mimosas with Henry Cavill.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did I get this lifetime?
Hey,
Hey,
Wow.
I take personal offense to that.
You think you take personal offense to that? We're dating. That just was like, wow, you're a fucking loser.
You're not Henry
no, but
Cavill.
I'm just thinking.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not Henry Cavill. One could dream, right?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes, I
fuck you.
could.
But yeah, no, now see, there. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Think of it in a way that you sort of understand.
Okay, but where does the 50, where does the 50 go with, the electrons and the protons? How does that fit into it then?
The 50? Oh, you're talking like the percentage and the chance?
Yeah.
Because when the whole theory with quantum mechanics and a thing, when you look at, say, an electron, right?
Mm.
As an observer, we can only see the one wave, the one waveform that it gives off. The theory behind it is that when we're not observing it, when we can't affect it with our human touch, essentially, we don't come in contact with that, the electron is in what they call a superposition, which means all the waves, all of its energy is going in every single direction out there.
Yeah, that it possibly
It
can.
can literally circumference a 360-degree rotation of paths
Your eyes
that
are
it goes
glazing
down.
over a little bit.
So when we look at it, we have to slow it down. We have to do something to affect the electron so that we can study it, so that we can stare at this particle. I'm trying to think of how I can explain this in any different way, which I really can't.
So atoms.
Yeah, essentially. Because, like, one theory about atoms is that the electron inside of an atom is at a single point that doesn't move around. With quantum mechanics in the multiverse idea is that an electron is constantly moving and there's infantile inside the atom. It's not an empty space where some physicists think atoms are empty. And I know this isn't helping, but I don't know how to really explain it in any other way other than that. When we look at it, so say you're looking at our reality through a magnifying glass. You can only see our reality. Mm-hmm. We can't see everything stacked upon that.
Other than us being in all those different universes, we have no connection with that. Like, because we can only see this one that we're in right now.
Like, you can only perceive your reality because you are an observer and you can only observe what you can see, what your senses can feel, hear, touch, all the different sensations with it, right? So if you were to try to look into the multiverse, like say you had that ability, the whole concept is that there's infinite versions of you because that energy in that waveform, no matter if Lauren dies in this one, it wouldn't matter because your consciousness will continue on in another universe, another Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't even skip a beat. I don't know how to break this down in a sense that it just like, so you can grasp it. Firmly grasp it. The lid. That's why I said this is like something that melts your brain.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much that doesn't make sense about it.
Because there isn't like a lot to go off of.
Because you can't tangibly study it.
What about ghosts?
That's
in
our
past
consciousness
lives.
in this lifetime.
What about past lives?
Well, exactly. So that's why I was saying
What
if
about
you
second breakfast?
You don't get it. I heard the Hobbit inside you right now. But that's the whole thing, right? So that's why some people who look at this stuff, they're like, well, I can say that I've seen into past lives, right? I've seen into other things. But on that concept, what if our past lives is not actually a past life? We're just seeing another universe, another reality of us within this multiverse,
theories.
right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
But there's ways to poke holes in it because
Lauren, you look petrified.
She is.
What's going through your brain right now?
Henry Cavill naked, running in a field of flowers.
Frolicking.
His member just flopping in the wind.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord. I don't really know how to explain this anything differently.
I don't think it's how you're explaining it. I just think it's the concept and everything. And it's making me have to pee.
Okay. So
hard science makes her have to urinate.
Basically what I get from it is that like the theory of quantum immortality or whatever, it like suggests that we die many times throughout our lives. However, with each passing, our consciousness moves and slides and like jumps or shifts to
the right, to
the closest timeline, which is
cha-cha real smooth.
Very similar to the one where we died. So it's not the exact same, but
It's close to
yes.
it. Okay.
Same, but
And it's
similar.
combined. It's
It's convoluted.
yeah.
Pass me a combo.
Here's a combo.
Did you say condom looted?
It's convoluted.
Convoluted.
Did I mess that up?
Yeah,
You did.
Did I? Oh, wow.
You done did.
Wow. I'm a failure. Dude,
Maybe
I'm telling you.
another Austin and another
Yeah, I
universe.
can actually fucking speak on this podcast for a change. No, good luck with that one. They're all spinning negative.
Oh man.
They're all spinning negative.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's messed up.
So one thing that I got my wheels turning was like we said, there's those multiple potential timelines and we can't see them. Well, like with that 50-50 chance that the percentage goes down and you once it gets completely out, that's your last, you're done type of stuff. But also Cassidy and I just played this game.
Beyond Two
I
Souls.
was going to say you guys played Russian roulette.
Yes, that too.
We just tried this probability.
Think you
a
understand
fun-
how
yeah.
that works.
Well,
Fun little sleepover game.
Yeah.
use the bottle cap, all right?
Yeah, but we played Beyond Two Souls, and there's so many different outcomes with these games that it just kind of started to click a little bit.
Reminded you of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wouldn't Russian roulette instead of be 50-50 because how many bullets are in a barrel?
they usually put one bullet in a barrel of
But
5.
how many
5.
spots? Okay, so it'd be in a 1 in 5 chance, wouldn't be so much a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, but it was just
There's a 50-50 chance that it's going to land on that one as opposed to a empty
Well, no,
one.
because there's 5 chances and there's 1 bullet. So it would
Regardless.
be a 20% chance. Did I just math?
You did just math.
Still got it.
yes, in Russian roulette, yes.
Yes, but
So
there's in this concept, it's not Russian roulette. There's a bullet in each, what is it called?
the chamber.
Yeah, in each part of the chamber. And there's a 50-50 chance that the gun is going to not go off because it's going to get jammed. That's basically where that comes from.
So is the amount so is the number of universes is what's at question here,
No.
or is it questioning the 50-50?
What?
There's an infinite number of
Yeah.
universes.
So there's an infinite amount of chances that
Mhm.
But within our reality, it's still the first click is 50%.
Mm-hmm.
But with each time you pull the hammer back and you pull the trigger, right, that percentage grows further and further away from 50%
Mm-hmm.
due to probability and stuff like that.
Yep.
So think about it. You're standing at the edge of a cliff, right?
I'm getting there.
There's fair. There's the water, right, that you
Yeah.
have to jump in far enough to hit.
Mm-hmm.
If
I
you
got little
don't,
legs. I'm not aiming for water. I'm aiming for stone at that point.
well, yeah, but if you don't hit the water, then you hit the stones, right?
I missed that. I just hit the beach.
Just hit sand.
A seagull.
The jump, I just trip off the edge. I mean to do this big dramatic thing, and I end up just sneezing my way off a cliff.
Okay, so, but the whole thing is with each attempt, so you run, you sprint, and the first time you do it, you have that, there's half a chance you're going to hit the water, half a chance you're going to hit the ground and splatter.
Mm-hmm.
So, say the first time you run and you jump, you make the water.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hell yeah, that was great. Let's do it again, right? Now that percentage of that just went down because, like, there's other probabilities and stuff that start coming into effect.
This is why I don't gamble.
I need to take you to Vegas.
Nope.
I'm taking you to Vegas. We're gambling.
I'm trying to, it's hard to, like, wrap your brain around, but it's like, with
we'll be
each
sitting
attempt,
here forever if you're trying to explain it to my brain, especially when my brain's already like a worn out rubber band at this point.
When I pictured you jumping off the cliff, the first thing I thought of was in that Office blooper where like Dwight's throwing the watermelon and completely misses the trampoline and just hits the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Maybe a story will help you, like, figure it out.
Story time with Amanda.
Story time with Amanda.
We need theme music for that.
Grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab
popcorn.
a pillow, a blanket, get comfy.
Grab your butts, everybody.
But, so, there's this guy and his friend. They went skiing.
Great story.
The end.
If you've heard some of our previous episodes, no, Lauren, he did not go skiing in New York City.
Called out.
I can do geography.
Just as much as you can do physics.
Damn. Anyways, continue. A bunny and him skied.
So they were going up on the lift, and they were the last ones, and apparently they were closing down the lift and the mountain because the wind was really bad. Well, the one guy had told his friend that he would just meet him at the bottom because he wanted to try to go as fast as he could. And the drop-off apparently was like super steep, and he just approached the drop-off, he went down, and then as he was going, he approached like a tree line. And he had asked his friend after all of this if he had noticed anything odd, and his friend said no, he couldn't see him past the tree line. But he went into the tree line, and because he was going so fast, he couldn't tell like where the trees were.
How fast was he going, Amanda?
You know what, Cassidy?
He should have gone under the trees.
He was going over 50 miles an hour.
Oh.
And
same speed your cat was going.
Yeah.
And he hit a tree head on. Now
Should have gone under.
Like when he hit the tree, he went down and he blacked out. Well, he saw this like white fuzzy light, and he felt like his whole body was like vibrating with electricity. But
that vibrating with electricity too if I hit a tree going 150 miles an hour.
Okay, it wasn't 150. I don't know how fast you think ski. People she said 50. Lauren, who the hell? What is this? Fucking, he's got nitrates hooked up to his skis.
You guys were all just like, yeah, 100. Like, and she said, I heard 150, and nobody blinked an eye.
Because
so
we
like,
all
okay,
heard 50.
That's a normal. That's a normal speed for people who ski. I don't know. I don't fucking ski. That's why I was just
normal to even go 50 miles an hour going skiing.
That's why I was just like, nobody's blinking, so I guess this is normal, so I'm not going to say anything, because then I'll sound even more stupid than I already do.
Okay, back to the story.
So he was going 50
Yes, he was going 50 miles an hour, and he hit a tree.
And be vibrating too.
Yeah, he blacked out, was feeling like electricity vibrating through him, but he felt no pain whatsoever.
It
What
had
the
hit him yet.
fuck? I stubbed my toe and it hurts for an hour.
Amanda nearly punched her cat, and she feels it, but
How?
is it because he left his body at that point?
I would assume
Probably.
so.
His soul
but-
went through the tree as his body stayed back attached to it.
Oh my god.
Inertia.
But when the light faded, he like opened his eyes and he was back at the bottom of the mountain. Like
Right at the bottom. Now we're still here.
and he was like super confused and like he like looked all over his body and he had no bruises, no scrapes. He couldn't remember the rest of the run, but he had known that he went down already. And he was just at the bottom of the freaking
So
mountain.
wait, he wasn't in front of the
Deja vu.
tree? Or like...
No.
So he swears he hit a tree.
Yeah.
Going 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's when he asked his friend if he had noticed anything, like if he followed him, and he said, no, you were going too fast, and you went into the tree line, and I couldn't keep up with you. And, like, it was, like, it was weird.
It reminds me of that, I don't know why, but this TV series that was on Netflix, it only lasted, 2 seasons? The OA. Where they kind of go into near-death experiences, and every time a person dies, it's like they wake up into a new multiverse that they're in. Like, it's a really good TV series. Austin is still extremely butthurt that it got canceled.
Dude, it was good. It was really fucking good.
I've never even heard of it.
It's really good. So it was
You'd like it.
written, produced, and stars Britt Marling. And it starts out with this girl, her name is Prairie, and she's completely blind. Like, completely blind. And she gets adopted, and she gets to a point when she's, I want to say, either her late teens or early 20s, where she wants to go out and try and find, like, her birth father, basically. So she, like, goes out, disappears for, I forget how long it is, but when she comes back, like, when they finally find her, she can see. Like, she's not blind anymore. And they try and get the story out of her, and it's basically her explaining what had happened to her, and it's this whole creative tale about, like, it touches on near-death experiences, you've got metaphysical aspects in it, you've got, like,
Interpretive dancing.
physics, and it's really fucking good. Jason Isaacs is in it. Like, it's...
Yeah, you can't talk about it too much, because if anyone does want to check it out, I highly suggest it, because there's a lot of twist in it, and talking more about it is just going to give away.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away with
Did
it.
it end in like a good way, or was it?
Not really.
It
It's
ended
very
up on another clip.
open-ended.
The whole
Oh,
thing, like,
it's one of those.
from start to finish.
Because they
like,
were supposed to get a season 3, and then Netflix, like, right after, they were just like, no.
well,
That
mind
blows.
you, where it ended off at season 1, it just was a cliffhanger, and everyone's just like, what? And then, it was 3 years before they put out a season 2.
It was 2 years.
And 2 years, okay, 2 years before they put out a season 2, and it was like, oh, by the way, season 2 comes out in a week. Like, without any, but just the context of it, like, from the start, like, the very start of the series to, like, you're just like, what? It just goes from one thing to another. And I remember, were we watching this together at first, or did I start watching it and was just like, you need to fucking watch this?
I don't remember. But
So.
regardless, it doesn't matter. Just check out the show if you're interested.
Yeah. Yeah, the story that I went into, like, they're calling it, like, a glitch in the Matrix, and, like, that's why he was able to see his
We're all
death.
connected to the simulation.
And that was just a different universe that he was seeing, like, the different outcome that it could be.
I watched a video on that. I'm trying to think. It was like one of those like horror channels, like Nexpo or something like that. But they were talking about that, like the whole glitch in the Matrix thing. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And, like, another, like, and this is going to be a trigger warning, so this is, like, the only other way that I could kind of explain it. So say someone tries committing suicide. Now, they say they're using a gun or something like that. Now, when they go to shoot the gun, it will either go off or it won't. it'll get jammed. Say it gets jammed. But or say, hey, it goes off. And you have that third person out of body experience. And you can see yourself dead. But when you get yanked back into your body, you're alive. That wasn't a mic drop. That was my vape.
So wait, you're saying that if you...
So there is...
So instead of so this theory kind of goes into, instead of you dying, you just wake up into another multiverse that you were in?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of like how the OA is.
Yeah.
At some point. So...
there's
So
just...
is it a similar, universe or completely...
Yes.
Okay.
Because most of your universes are going to be similar. They're not going to be the exact same, but they're going to be very similar.
So it's like dying in a video game and getting brought back to
Respawn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Respawn.
Except in The Sims. You can't respawn in
No,
The Sims.
you can't.
No, you just create a new body.
You would know.
But
they're coming out with the Sims Paranormal Pack, and I'm so
my
fucking excited.
God.
I wish I could play Sims. Sad story.
I'm so
One day.
excited. It's my one vice, guys.
But
So
There's-
that ties back then, the whole, all our consciousness is connected
yeah, we just can't see it in this universe.
until we die and then we wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it just sounds like even when we die, we just wake up in another multiverse.
Because we're immortal.
Well, yeah, but what happens when you're old?
Yeah.
I just die of old age instead of being shot out of a cannon, or someone shoots me, or I shoot myself, or I die in a bathroom because of Taco Bell. Say I just die of plain old age.
Yeah, and that's where some of the whole idea of this starts to fall through. Because
Yeah.
pretty much I think modern science is the oldest we could live to is 150 years. And so, yeah, if you were to, in one of these universes, live all the way up to that ripe age of 150, well, where does your consciousness go after that point? Because if everything is connected, do you just go back to restart to where there's a universe where possibly you're just born, or all of that? But if we're all a seamless continuation at the same time, it's where then, where's the cutoff point?
Right.
I don't
Is it
like this.
So I'm confused about this. So all the other me's out there, do we all just share one soul, or do they all have their own souls? What happens with that?
You don't know. That's the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? That's why if you look at it in the sense of if it's infantile in the regards that you just consistently continue in a way, then our conscious brain is our soul, and we just keep just going forward. Or we just keep continuing, right? There is no...
Because with this theory, is there any kind of afterlife? Is there?
Not that I've
No.
seen. It's just... But science isn't going to look at that, right? Science isn't going to study an afterlife. They're not studying the supernatural, the
Metaphysics.
paranormal, anything like that.
Yeah.
They're just trying to look at understand our reality, right?
It's just
Understand stuff.
Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse,
Yeah.
repeat. They're just, it doesn't make it seem like there's any meaning behind it. It's just kind of well, don't worry, you'll catch it on the next one.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole simulation theory.
I don't like this.
Well, that's why it's just a thought experiment. It's not
Yeah.
an
I
actual...
don't like this thought experiment. Mike James, you are revoked from being able to suggest other topics from the
my
future.
God.
You've been banned.
Shadow banned.
So one idea
JK,
is...
Mike.
We love you.
Yeah.
Just Next time,
Just-
give me something easy that
Yeah.
I can work with.
Help our little pea brains out.
Well, because Cassidy, I see up on the board, you have what? Solipsism on
Way
there?
to break the fourth wall.
They're not supposed to know about the board.
The board is there. The board has always been there. It's been there since the start of the universe.
Yeah, that theory always really intrigued me because it's like, I mean, it's solipsism.
Solipsism?
Is that how you
I
say
think
it?
that's how you say it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's very much like a kind of egocentric kind of theory where, like, I'm the only thing that I can prove is real and that exists, and that every other person in my life is another manifestation of myself that I created. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
You
wanna
where
talk about
this is where
trippy?
video.
I don't know why I did that.
So this
I
is
need to
where
start
video would be really good because then they could have seen Lauren's face when Cassidy said
He
that.
just glazed over. Because then, like, you know,
You're the cause of all of this.
because the
She's the entity.
so what you're saying is like
The entity isn't me.
the
it's
only
me, bitch.
reality is the reality of the observer.
Yeah.
So what Lauren sees is not how I see her, but dude, that's a mind trip.
Well, yeah. How do
Yeah.
you see me?
I mean, I just see you as like how I like what I see. Like I don't know how to explain.
He
like
sees you as I see you, but different.
it's like how do you explain that? Because if you're just in my head, right? According to this theory of solipsism, right? Like I can explain to you how.
How do I look in your eyes? Describe me in great detail.
Lauren, don't ask
Oh
these
my
questions
God.
on the podcast.
Dude, that's a mind trip.
Yeah.
That's also really fucking depressing because if your reality is the only reality and everything that you're observing is only a creation of your own mind.
It's depressing, but it's also kind of an ego boost. Like, damn, I made Beyonce.
I
I made Kurt Cobain. Like,
You also made a lot of like negative things too.
yeah, let's just glaze over Hitler and all of that in the past. But
See,
David
that's
Bowie.
one I don't buy into at all.
no,
Like
I mean,
at all. Like it's an interesting philosophy, I guess, but I get where they're like, oh, well, the only reality you can prove is what is within your own mind, right? What your senses are picking up.
Well, doesn't that kind of seep into biocentrism?
Yeah, it's similar.
exactly.
Mhm.
Like biocentrism isn't saying that like every person is fake, but we can manifest and create our own reality. Like essentially,
Right.
it puts us back at the center of the universe, where the whole universe, everything that exists in the universe is
Right.
created by us.
So,
But-
like, if
Yeah.
I were to walk into a room, like a party, say I were to walk into like a ballroom full of people, and I'm mingling with them and I'm talking with them. Well, the moment I walk out of that ballroom, like I close the door, those people cease to exist because I'm no longer in that room. So I
Correct.
keep moving.
correct. That would be, in a way, biocentrism.
it's like that whole like metaphor. Like, if a tree falls, like,
Does it make a sound?
does it make a
Yes, it
sound?
does.
Amanda falls down the stairs and there's no one around to hear her.
Does she make a sound? You hear a thump.
Actually, I really didn't make a sound when I fell. I just kind of sat there and I was just like, all right.
Wasn't
Except we have the cat as a witness in this.
Yeah.
We're gonna call the cat as our witness to the stand, please. Explain to us what was the sound that was made when Amanda went thud.
Meow.
Can you describe the motion of her foot nearly hitting you?
Meow.
Oh my god.
Did you wake up in this reality when you saw your life flash before you, or were you in another one?
But yeah, no, the whole biocentrism thing also doesn't make sense to me, because then it's like, well, if the universe was created by us, but we didn't come in development until like 600 million or 600 billion fucking years after the universe was created. Well, who then or what then created
I'm just
the
that
universe?
good. Remember? I just keep respawning. So, remember? I'm born and then I die and then I respawn.
Wait, like, actually,
and
let's
so...
hold up. Let's pause this for a second. You get biocentrism, but you can't understand quantum immortality?
I remember talking about biocentrism in, like, high school, so maybe that's why I get it a little bit more.
So high school Lauren's brain was stronger than current Lauren's.
I wouldn't say... Oh, yeah, you know, I've been through a lot of shit. I'm a little messed up, so...
That's trauma.
That was just like, wait. You can't understand that there's an infinite amount of universes, which would be in an infinite amount of you. But biocentrism...
This is different. It's not so much it's a different universe. It's more so like the same universe just being respawned over and over and over and over and over again.
What biocentrism is to me is sort of just like the people who like truly believe in the secret, like whatever you say can just manifest just like that. Like that's sort of how.
But it almost seems like more of a simulation if you think that like things just kind of go away once you exit a room or they cease to exist. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but it's that whole thing of like, I don't like that because to me that just is like, oh, well.
Well, yeah, because then it's like things that other people do, like, then it's like you're making it happen like that. Like, I'm not responsible for other people being dumbasses, but like, here it is affecting me. Like, so it's like, why? And then it's like the same thing. Like, if I, like, say I do something horrible to somebody else, like, it still affects that other person just because I do it and, like, I think it goes away doesn't mean it doesn't happen that way. Like, there's still consequences that lead back.
But
like, there's
if
a
it's
trail.
solipsism, what you're doing to other people is what you're doing to yourself. So if you're harming other individuals, then in a way you're harming yourself. So
Karma?
I wouldn't say anything about karma. It's just that whole idea of, like, if you want to be a moral person, right, you wouldn't trip Amanda down the stairs. Like,
I'm cool with you using me as a reference if it makes some
for
sense.
science.
but you know, but like then, and at the same time, you're like, I don't really like it because then I'm responsible for what
Yeah,
these
what
other
transpires
versions
and
Well,
of
it's
me are
like,
doing.
well, no,
but
because
then
it's
it's in the same way, it's sort of freeing
Well,
because
no,
then you're
then
like,
it's like
I can
I'm
change my life.
responsible. Because then
Right.
if you boil it down, it's like you're learning about all this other stuff that's happened. It's like, well, then I'm responsible for like the Nazi uprising. I'm responsible for Y2K. I'm responsible for
The year 2000. Yep,
just
all you.
Picture
9/11. Like all these things. Like it's like, well, I'm responsible for it. I did it. I created this in my head. All these people suffering. It's like
just like
on
how
me.
you sit down at the computer and you play Sims. It's like that, but real life.
Okay, but there's cheat codes involved, and I can't
Motherload,
use...
motherload.
Yeah, right. Money.
my money and I want it now. Control, shift, make happy. Like,
Right.
Yeah. No, that's why I said, like, you can, like, poke holes through this stuff all day long. Like,
yeah.
Swiss cheese it.
Like there's also that theory like that deja vu, like when you can't figure out exactly what it is, like that's like you looking into like a different universe that has happened. Like
I could see that. Or like
Yeah.
even like what something that might have happened in a past life.
yeah. So
But then that also means that there's other lives before that. So
there's things that disprove this and there's things that go for it. It's like everything else in life. Like it's just it's the only words that I have for this is mindfuck.
You all right?
are you broken?
Lauren is broken.
That hamster
I
finally
didn't-
stopped.
I didn't create you to do this kind of shit.
No, that's what I said. It's like really,
well,
really messed up.
I'm experiencing a glitch in my matrix right now.
So, guys, we broke Lauren.
Yes, we did it.
I don't like this. Let's go back to spooky stuff.
I mean, this is spooky.
Yeah.
No, this is
It's
not.
It's a different kind of spooky.
This is a crunchy type of spooky.
Oh, crunchy? What?
I'm looking for.
What is
No,
crunchy?
you know what? No, I shouldn't say crunchy because
How is
crunchy's
this-
a good sensation. This is like a room temperature mushroom textured.
Mike James is probably listening to this right now, just like crying, thanks to you.
Hey, Mike. I don't know. You know me in science and physics, and I prefer fantasy and.
Yeah. If this gives you any context, for people who know who my brother is, he's a fucking genius. I asked him, I was like, do you know what quantum immortality and suicide is? And he's like, what?
Well, he's young. It's not like he's going on YouTube or Google.
This is my brother we're talking about. He knows everything.
Yeah, that
And
kid is a
he
brain.
likes Nirvana, so he's automatically cool in my book. And very smart.
Shout out to you, Gavin.
Because only losers don't like Nirvana. Fight me.
But, like, I just want to know what went through Max Tegmark's mind when he came up with this. Like,
I don't know. It was a thought experiment.
like,
I think he wrote a book that was like
Yeah, wait.
the
Who?
many worlds interpretation or many words.
yeah.
I think that's what like his
Was it a
book
book or
title.
was it a journal or an article?
Regardless whatever
All of
it
the
is,
above.
like, he wrote something about that and it was talking about the multiverse, talking about all that kind of stuff. And then if his thought process was like that, like if there's infinite universes,
What year was this?
1886.
no,
Oh,
No.
Max is still alive.
Yeah.
I
I
think it was
just threw that
90s.
year out of my ass.
It was 80s, I think.
Really?
I believe so.
Dude was living in the
I'm
year
fact-check-
3000.
I'm fact checking really quick.
Well, that's why quantum mechanics is starting to become a little bit more popular
It
among
shouldn't.
physicists and stuff like that because it's trying to get to the root of our reality and past it kind of thing. It's trying to change the dynamics of how we understand and we look at physics in general. So, I don't know.
I look at this topic and I'm very much into the romance of things and the fantasy. And when I heard about us having to do this topic because someone suggested it, the thought that immediately went in my mind was, you know, in Dead Poet Society, how Robin Williams' character is all about poetry and following your dreams and, you know, really pushing people out of their comfort zones and trying to do this. And then you have this one professor that comes up and goes, I'm a realist, John, and kind of like puts the staunch and kibosh on everything. That's what I pictured this topic was going to be for me personally.
So you just basically called our viewer, Mike here, the asshole in that movie.
No, I said this topic. Because this topic is trying to punch holes in all of my fantasies and...
You know, Mike probably knows more about this shit than we do.
know
We
what?
should have had him as a guest.
we should have had him as a guest on here, because then maybe he
Missed
could have
opportunity.
put this on. You know what? Maybe potential part 2.
Mike
Someone
just
who-
schools us in this.
Yeah.
About
It's like,
someone
actually,
who
you're all
actually
wrong.
He shows up
can
with a
explain
scroll and
it.
it just like
Yeah.
rolls down the stairs and...
Yeah. Well, okay. So Max's thing came, like, he published it in 98. But the original idea of all of this started in, like, 1926. But it wasn't published until the 90s.
Was it during the Great Depression?
I don't know.
Because I feel like this could have helped kick off the Great Depression. Because I feel really depressed talking about this.
Wow.
They're like, how can we make our existence suck even more?
Yeah. Everything you see here doesn't exist.
No, it does exist.
Yeah.
It exists, but to what avail?
It exists for us, for I, for you.
For me.
Like,
For the children.
your reality is your reality. It doesn't make it any less real just because there's infinite universes out there, infinite Earths. Your consciousness is that large that it just spans across all of these universes. It doesn't mean what is it all for or anything like that. It's still, this is your reality. You still have the choices. You still have free will. You have all that.
Lauren's just depressed because
It's
another
just a
Lauren's
thought.
out there with Henry Cavill right now.
Drinking
Okay.
Mai Tai.
Think
Yeah.
of the multiverse as a parallel universe.
Yes.
Okay, I can get behind parallel universes.
There we go. I got you guys.
I can
That's
get
all it
behind
took.
parallel.
That's all it took.
I'm
I know,
going to go
Lauren.
jump off a bridge now.
Me too.
Okay, wait. So, just because, okay, I think where I'm getting caught up is that, say Lauren is born. It's 1991.
Lauren was born. You're here right
Lauren's
now.
born. You know, she comes out screaming, like I do every night. And I live my life up until this moment. This whole thing just kills me because I have a brain aneurysm. Okay. Does that mean I'm just reborn? Like, if we went with the one theory, does that mean I'm just, like, reborn into this life again and just spans it out again and hits, like, reset? Or does it mean that if my soul keeps going, it then just respawns into the next life, where there could also be a potential infinite amount of Laurens, and then
Yes.
her life, although I won't be known
Yeah.
as Lauren at that point, I might be known as, like,
Svetlana.
Svetlana.
Yeah, so
Roberta.
Yes.
if you
Like,
die in this life, then you end up going to
just
another
next
Lauren,
one, like the
yeah.
next chapter.
It's
and-
another Lauren that
Basically, okay.
survived.
It's basically like your like different lifetimes that we go through, essentially.
So
but
past
just
lives.
but a different.
but like future.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Current, present.
Wait,
Current,
What-
present,
Present.
futuristic, like science, like words.
Present. It's always present. It's always now.
all these lives are happening at the same
Yeah.
time
Yes.
as yours.
Because time isn't
Just
on
when
the
I thought, I
line.
was like, no, guys, I got this, I can really do this, and I start talking, then you guys goes, no, it's
Well,
this.
No, you're sort of understanding it. You're sort of getting it.
Yeah,
But you have to think about it. You're thinking time is literally a straight shot from a start to the end,
No,
right?
I'm trying to think. Okay, so say we take the Doctor Who route, and time is a big ball of timey-wimey bullshit. Okay, so if all of this is happening, like,
Lauren's using her hands right
Dance
now,
moves.
so
If all the dance moves are happening,
so if all the dance moves are happening all at the same time, does that mean once I die in one lifetime, I just respawn into another? Like,
Yes, but
just
you won't know.
a different me?
mhm.
Yeah, you
but you won't even know.
Yeah, you won't even realize it.
So say this. So say in
So it's
another
not so much
Earth,
a past life, it's not so much a future life,
it's now.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck didn't you people say that at the beginning?
We've been saying that.
No, you haven't! You just said it now!
I really
just
wish
turn into
we-
a chicken.
I really wish we had video in this moment.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I do plan on us recording us.
Okay, I think I got this, guys. I think I can physics now.
I want to go
Now,
that
now
far.
apologize to Mike.
Mike, I still have beef with you, but I get it now.
It's yeah.
I still don't like it just because I get it, but you know.
It's science. It's like
Science,
the it's
my
like
dudes.
that scene in is it 21 Jump Street where Channing Tatum's character is like writing on the board.
Oh,
There's like and then he like drops the chalk and he's like, "Fuck science," and he walks away. That's literally me right now.
That I feel like my brain is a rubber band that's been stretched over and over and over and over.
But
and
see,
over
that means
again.
you're growing. You're stretching your mind.
Yeah, rubber bands eventually get to a point where it just snaps, and then it turns crusty and old, and I feel like I'm on the out.
No, you're fine. Your brain can withhold 2.5 petabytes of information.
I'm still curious as to how you perceive me.
We won't answer that question on air.
It's
That's
just like
after dark.
after hours podcast.
Spooky Boy and the Spirit Sisters after hours.
So the
midnight
general
special.
consensus of the group is that we don't really believe in quantum immortality or quantum suicide.
It's a fun idea, but
I don't
don't
think
think so.
I know enough about it. Like,
I
to-
believe that there could be multiple lifetimes happening at the same
Right,
time.
yeah, that's-
like that part I do believe in. But
then that means your soul isn't unique.
fuck off.
But no,
My
that's what you're
soul is
saying.
incredibly unique.
No, but if you're believing that there's all these other yous all happening at the same exact time, then soul, you don't even really technically have a soul. Because your consciousness is a span of energy that is just broadcasting in an energy form throughout everything. Like,
I'm depressed again.
What if we're all androids?
what if we're number 15?
Shut up, Chills.
oh man.
But no, like,
I believe that there's there's the Chronos time and there's the Kairos time. Chronos is like past, present, future, chronological. Kairos time is that everything is now. Past is now, present is now, future is now. Like, there's always lessons kind of happening with things, you know? You've got the past life, you got future lives, you've got all these different things, but you still retain and hold certain informations. Now I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. What did you do? Mike, I'm back to hating you right now.
it's not Mike's fault.
no, it's not.
It's
We-
the guy in 1926 who brought this up.
We also decided to actually go on this little information journey. So,
Big brain energy.
yeah.
I got low brain energy right now.
And don't worry, Lauren. Remember, this isn't going to be every episode this season.
No. Thank fucking goddess.
All right. Anyone
Like,
got anything else they want to like
talk about
expand on this?
Something I actually know about.
It's good to challenge yourself a little
Yeah.
bit. You
I
know?
feel like I just
Open your
ran
mind.
12 marathons with my mind.
that's good.
It's, all that Sims has kind of been turning the brain to mush.
You know what?
I feel like this was good for you. Too many expansion packs, too little time.
You know what? I'm proud of all my expansion packs. I am proud that I own every piece of Sims 4 expansion pack and stuff
Dude,
packs.
how many
and
hours
everything.
do you have logged in on that game? I know it's hundreds.
It's probably thousands.
I don't think it's thousands.
I can't remember if it was 255 or 455 or 525.
216 the last time I checked.
Oh, yeah, that's
216.
right.
216.
Oh, I got hours logged way higher than that in other games.
Same.
Let's see you beat that, Mike James. You might know your science, but do you know your Sims?
Can you
Sims
play?
was like the simulation. I get that, but I am the goddess when it comes to the Sims. I create them, I give them stories, and then when I get really, really bored, then everybody gets pregnant.
Or
and
Dies in a
actually-
swimming pool
Yeah,
with no
dies.
way to get out.
Gets trapped in a room on fire.
Is that do you think you're the only Lauren that's superior in Sims? Or do you think all Laurens are superior?
With the way my life is going, I'm pretty sure all the other Laurens out there are doing really way grander things than what I'm doing with my life right now.
I think what would be more hilarious is if they were all just playing Sims.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't really have anything
Yeah, I
to add
explained
because
everything
it's
that I
like,
could explain.
yeah,
I've
there's
got nothing left.
I do think it's interesting that like it was the creator of it, the way he died, right? Because they just like burned, like he had his ashes like and everything, and then his daughter ended
Oh
up.
yeah. Well, his whole thing was like once he died, he was like, take my ashes and just throw them in the trash. And his daughter
what I
did
want.
the exact same thing. And I think her daughter, like when they asked like her why she wanted to go that way, because she's like, well, then I hope I can end up in the same parallel universe as my dad, like doing the same exact thing that he did.
That's so weird though. It's like,
Yeah,
what is the trash can now a portal?
Yeah,
to,
I don't
like-
know. Fire dumpster is now the portal into.
oh man.
So when we all go, we have to make sure our ashes are thrown to the same
Dude, I
trash
used to
can.
say just
I don't want
vacuum
to
me
be
up.
stuck in another universe with you fucks.
What?
Remember,
Rude.
if you remember our season 1 past life stuff, we did soul contracts, bitch. You
Yeah.
signed up for this.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself.
Remind me for the next one to read the small print.
You
Rude.
decided
You're that
this.
Mariah Carey meme. Suddenly
You
I can't read.
sat us down at the table and said, yes, this is where I want you guys in my life.
I was tricked.
Rude.
How dare you?
I think I like ordered our contracts off Wish, and this is what I got.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Damn.
Ouch.
Damn.
I'm kidding. I love you all, but I also hate you all. But I love you.
Season 2's ending here. One episode.
Yep. Season 2, episode 1, finale.
Welcome back and goodbye.
No, but
Like
speaking
Bob's
of,
Burgers, I love you all, but you're all terrible people.
yeah, so next week we're going to talk about tarot, so stay tuned. And if you haven't already, if this is your first episode, go listen to our other episodes.
We have an entire season out.
We do. That's
Yeah,
crazy
we
to think
do.
about. But yeah, with that, does anybody have anything else?
Like, follow, subscribe, share.
Yes.
I mean, that pretty much covers it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Tell us your thoughts. What are you guys thinking through this whole thing?
If you're smarter than us, you know.
That's probably
You
every single
probably
one
are.
listening.
Yes. Yes.
Then again, maybe not, because they are listening to us. So question their
Checkmate.
judgment.
maybe we can actually get Mike on, and he can actually school us on all of this.
You could probably write a paragraph that sums up our entire freaking episode, and you'll look at that and be like, oh! Because it's not coming from us.
Yeah, probably.
Then again, she kept falling asleep in
Hey,
different movie, video, whatever
Yeah.
she was watching. So, I don't know.
knows?
Who knows?
but yeah, interact with us, guys. We want
Yeah.
to hear from you.
Yeah, if there's anything you want us to cover this season or in future seasons, just let us know.
You know how to reach us.
Yep.
At sbats.podcast on Instagram. sbats.com.
Yeah.
Spooky Boy and the Spirit Sisters. Just type us. We pop up
Yeah.
because we're fancy like that.
Yeah.
No one else has that name.
Because no one else wanted
Damn
that name.
straight.
Yeah.
Austin didn't
Yeah.
even want this name.
But here we are, season 2.
Yep. All right.
All right, guys. Stay spooky.
See you later.
Bye.